The Main Card Podcast. What's up, guys? Says, new viewer, how worried should it be about Kayvon considering that first game and him being a first-round pick? It depends, I guess, on what your expectations are of him. Kayvon, to me, has been a good player. Hasn't been a great player. I think the stat numbers are what kind of misleads a little last year because his success rate was astronomically high. What's interesting is going to be this week, though, for him specifically because of the fact that it felt like half his sacks for the, I'm exaggerating, obviously, but it felt like he got half his sacks against the Commanders last year.
Listen, if he comes up with 14 sacks this year against the Commanders right now, like, and expect a great year, I guess.
I'm just saying, like, you have a really bad line because let's be honest, they did not look good against the Bucs. They have a really bad line, and Kayvon thrived against them last year. And oh yeah, guess what, guys? Their offensive line coach is Bobby Johnson. You guys remember him, the guy who just sucked as an offensive line coach for us the last 2 years and sucked as a Buffalo Bill offensive line coach before that. Somehow we got a job again. So yeah, Kayvon, I'm not worried about him yet. I think that, you look at edge rushers, sometimes they go on spurts. Sometimes they go through spurts where they look great, and then they kind of, I want to say take a couple games off, but the production dips. I mean, they should never dip to where it's not even a single tackle in the game. That's for goddamn sure. But, again, I'm not as down on him. The only guy I'm really down on this after that game was DJ.
Yeah.
Especially because it's prolonged.
Yeah. I mean, especially when you're talking about your edge positions, because you got Burns now too. So they're going to be
anything really.
Yeah, they're going to be tempering each side. So there's going to be feast and famine, I think, on both sides, depending on what the team thinks they can run, who they can run better against, and they might try to run up the middle to dodge the two edge guys, or try to the quarterback to get rid of the ball before each of these edge guys gets there. But Garrett also might have some good games as well with tackles. So you have to sit there and look at it. I mean, I go back to last week or a few days ago where I think it was the second play of the game where Thibodeaux almost got there, and then Sexy Dex got the sack first.
Yeah, and sometimes that does happen. Sometimes
he's spreading the pressure, and there's no pressure points for your edge.
And by the way, guys, the Commanders still also have Andrew Wiley. You remember him from last year with them, but also prior to that, the Chiefs. This guy's like a really easy to get around. He's like their Evan Neal, basically. I hate to say it that way, but guys, it's not a good offensive line. I mean, Tyler Biadasz at center, even Tyler Biadasz is a good player. He's not a great player, and he was their big addition to that offensive line. It's like there's not a single guy in that offensive line that should be a guy we're afraid to have a rusher go against. They don't have an Andrew Thomas. I don't even know they don't even have a Jermaine Illuminor. This is the chance for that pass rush duo to earn some of those paychecks there, to earn some of the praise that they got all off season, as if we have one of the best pass rush duos in the league. If they don't do anything, that's when I'll start being concerned. Is probably after this week.
So Drew's saying if there's no 20 sacks this game,
yes, they have to be at 30 sacks this year. This game. I mean, and it's not the sacks we talked before. I want to see them in the backfield. I want to see them pressuring, even if it gets to a situation where, let's say, since they mentioned Kayvon, I'll use Kayvon. It's like even if it gets to a situation where Kayvon pushes him, like you mentioned, and Dexter Lawrence or Brian Burns gets the sack. I just want to see disruption. And I didn't see a whole lot of it, especially in the first half of that game against the Vikings. He was way too comfortable, Darnold was. Can't be that comfortable.
Yeah.
So
if you like that clip, then you will love the full episodes too. Find us on your favorite podcast app and look for us on all your favorite social media platforms.
Thanks so much.
Please, I'm begging you. Please subscribe.